guarantee you, you do that in front of Zol, you're getting hit from 2 characters away.
Yep.
So don't whiff directly in front of Zol. It's going to cost you as we get into game number 1.
When you put like the Mountain in Game of Thrones versus the Viper, you have the big man versus the small, quick man. This is just 2 mountains.
Yeah.
Because they both have a lot of defense. They both have a tremendous amount of strength. They both have hard-hitting weapons, hard-hitting signatures. Luna's already in orange. It's been 19 seconds.
Look, neither one of them skipped leg day because of the weapons that they have to carry, for sure. As you were talking about the damage, that gets evened up so fast because Luna catches him at the left side. We were talking about the range of those signatures. You cannot get comfortable at the ledge as Luna takes the first stock.
They don't have a lot of quickness, but they definitely have the thickness going into this one. Stingray hoping he can finish this one quickly, but he takes an insig. You saw Luna was ready for the second one, dude. He wanted it so bad. It's like, he didn't quite get it. He was careful with it, though. He didn't just rip it.
Okay, I can't follow up on that properly, but Luna is, oh my god, styling out here. Luna is looking at that Twitter on Brawlhalla saying, you know, it's been a while since my clips have shown up on there consistently. Let's go ahead and pop it off as we see Stingray was finally able to get one. We're going to need to see a very similar stock from Stingray. Luckily with cannon in hand, that can't happen.
Now, even though these players are relatively even in terms of seed, they haven't really played against one another in official tournaments. It's 0-0, so this is kind of history for both of these players at this point. Luna is definitely wanting to write those history books, certainly in his favor. Beautiful side air there once he got away from the ground pound, maybe reaching up with a recovery. There it is. Weapon toss goes down. The dodge came through, but he covered wide.
Wow. I am actually incredibly surprised that you were able to make that by that. The option coverage was so good from Luna, but Luna does get access to the neutral light, sends you off, covers so much, but went high there, Sparky, able to avoid, but we're in straight hit range at this point. Stingray's got a lot to cover.
Luna might play this a little bit carefully, try to turn around the side air. Only a single hit comes out from Stingray. He didn't have a true combo follow-up option, didn't want to get stuck in recovery frames, does get stuck in that big scoop down from the down air. They're going to move into this one really quickly. I don't think we're going to have time for the replay, but I love the weapon toss. Hopefully we get it. I'm praying that we get it so I can point it out on the left side where the weapon toss went down and Stinger was able to dodge through it. There's kind of 2 schools of thought on that one. Either you throw the weapon toss down, expect them to dodge through it, and then use your move that will hit them when their iframes are done. Or you cover the additional area to the left or the right where the weapon toss doesn't go in case they go to avoid it with jumps rather than a dodge.
Absolutely. We wouldn't get to see it now, but we'll definitely get to probably see that in the highlights later on. And with Crystal Temple, we're talking about trying to avoid that stage for Axe in the last set. Now here, both of them having access to this. Luna had so many good conversions off a grounded game. Maybe the idea behind Stingray is, okay, I need somewhere to escape, at least to avoid some of these strings you're going for. Granted, you're currently just getting scooped up consistently by neutral sig, getting caught once again. Luna, chill!
He's incredible. It's daylight out, but this is one of those times where you look in the sky and you see the moon, baby.
You're going to sleep. Like, Stingray currently needs to be woken up ASAP because Stingray is currently getting cooked a little bit by Luna, and it's just a testament of how good Luna has been of late. Just really invalidating all the approaches from Stingray and making it extremely difficult to even dodge or jump away from any of this pressure so far.
And these 2 players are so closely seeded with one another. Luna coming in at seed 3, Stingray coming in at seed 6, so they're both top 8 players. Only 3 seeds separate them, and Stingray is doing a good job of showing why they're so close together. He kind of got clapped on the first stock, let's be real, but he brought it back very well, hasn't taken too much damage.
Sometimes all you need is an axe and a dream right now, which he has access to, but you have to get the opener. Good job dodging that, but you need to get some big starters going for it. Actually getting quite a few. This is starting to get pretty close to even here.
If he can stay on the axe, I think Stingray is definitely going to have a better chance of coming back. His cannon, it left a little bit to be desired. I think Luna just knows how to play around the cannon and the way the cannon fits into the meta currently. So as long as Stinger can stick with the axe, he's going to eat that side air. That's going to continue to give Luna this massive lead. But we'll see if Stinger can even this one up without taking too much damage. He's going to have to wait for a weapon spawn for just a few moments. It's not as hard to find one here just because the stage is long. There are soft platforms that the weapon spawn can land on. Unfortunately, Luna gets the one on the right side, then all of a sudden they switch places. Luna gets the one on the left side.
This weapon stuff has been incredible, even catching it when they were in a scramble there to try and get a hold of it. Stingray is just fighting for his life right now, does get access to the cannon, and for Luna, you know Stingray is hunting for that big play. So you just keep an eye on where he tries to go for the big read to push for that KO. Does find the KO off the top. Does he get back into it? We saw that damage get evened up pretty quick in the last stock, but it was with the axe in hand.
Well, he's choosing to opt into the cannon this time. He actually had a weapon spawn, picked up the axe, threw it away, and then re-grabbed on the cannon. So that's the weapon he wants right now. He just got the D-Light neutral air. That's going to be the easier KO combo setup than the side-light side air if we're talking about axe. But in terms of damage build, like we're seeing so many moves come out, none of them are hitting. That one gets punished for big, might be the stock here, and it will.
Luna just absolutely not giving up any leads. Like, anytime that you see an answer come in from Stingray, Luna answers back with a 2 to 3 piece consistently, and the accuracy on how many signatures Luna is actually throwing out has been extremely impressive, because usually we see them just as a way to say, pump the brakes, slow down, don't approach me, otherwise I'm going to scoop you and send you straight to the blast zone for jumping too much. Luna's doing them with aggressive purpose, and they're connecting.
Another thing that is connecting a lot, which I didn't even know we had this metric, was we do have best move accuracy. That's normal, but it accounts for throws as well. So hammer throw was his best move accuracy that game for Luna. 45% of them hit. Almost half of his 11 weapon tosses hit. That's impressive.
And even just a second ago, we saw 33% on the signatures coming in from Teros. That's stocks.
Those are game-changing signatures.
Entirely changing the entire pace of the game after we saw before in game 1, Stingray had a very deep lead, and he lost the stock at about yellow because he got caught jumping once.
Luna coming out with the unarmed this game. He doesn't need weapons. Even when Stingray's at the weapon advantage, he was caught. He thought he was going to be safe in the air, jumping away, and Luna just kept the pressure on, brought him into yellow very quickly.
If there's one way to put someone down in terms of trying to get their momentum back, is doing something like that at the start. Doesn't need access to the weapon. Luna getting the neutral light, setting off stage, forcing the dodge, has hammer in hand, tried to catch the jump. Luna just continuing to control the lead. Stingray has got, I know we've said it quite a few times, but Stingray's got a lot to work with. He needs to find that stock ASAP.
Ooh, that down air almost KO'd. I don't know if he can find it yet. The D-Light into the neutral air will not be a KO option just yet for Stingray. Even though he has all that force, ceiling is pretty high on this map. Luna finds the first KO. He's still just in the orange, gets a nice punish on that at 2-piece. So he's adding up that damage. In comes the axe. The side air doesn't have the range. Luna finding more hits. Stingray does find a side air, but it's not close enough to the left blast zone to actually get the KO.
Yeah, you see Stingray just empty jumping around, just looking for
there we go.
There you go, gets access to finally connect. I think it's like the first most important sig we've seen connect, at least since game 1. We've seen a lot of whiffed attempts, so Stingray has access to the cannon. That's pretty much what he's kind of been going towards to get that damage on, and already off to a good start.
Now, you mentioned that signature kit and that being like the first one that we've actually seen hit. He hasn't even used them very much. That was something he was effectively using against Radish. He would pluck out of the air, but we're talking aerial. We're talking Luna favored here on the Crystal Temple, taking out so many stocks from Stingray all the way on the right side, finishing these stocks up very quickly while Stingray is in the later stages of orange, early stages of red.
The lighthouse in the back is really illuminating on Luna's victory right now. The way that Luna is just shining bright as he catches another. Okay, almost caught him on the side too. Luna is constantly looking for the big play, and I think that's the most fearful part about fighting against Luna.
Does get hit by the side air, sent flying. We'll see if he gets back to the main platform. No major offstage engagement from Stingray. He is, I believe, in the orange right now. Yes, we see that. Stomp side air. Oh, he goes for the gravity cancel. Stomp ends up falling down, but he does avoid that side signature. That would have been certainly the stock for Stingray. Luna keeping himself in this. He kind of hesitated on his follow-up after the recovery. A Sair would have been like the perfect thing to rip there, but maybe he didn't expect the recovery to hit or it to bounce exactly like that.
Possibly. Might be second-guessing yourself at this point, especially facing what could be a trip to lower side of bracket. Stingray starting to find a few straight hits, but the weapon tosses once again from Luna have just been so on point. That one missing. This is your opportunity to try and push a bit.
He's starting to bring this back, certainly, but the down air reaches down, sends up to the top. Now, in science, the moonlight is just reflected sunlight.
True.
But here in Brawlhalla land, Luna is shining on his own. No light needed from any other light source in the night sky whatsoever. He is making his own light, and he's shining bright.
Like a diamond, trying to get that first place victory. Luna is out here primed and looking ready to make that trip all the way into winners. Gets first ticket, the third ticket, fourth ticket, one of the tickets. We talked about trains this whole time. 2 winner semis, and that was a pretty clear 3-0 favor for Luna over Stingray. You're talking about the history of the two of them. I think the way that Luna just played really just set